Hello, my name is Eve. I will be taking you on a journey to the center of the brain. The shrink ray will begin shortly. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shrink ray activated. The human brain is composed of billions of neurons and support cells. Communication in the brain occurs through a complex sharing of both chemical and electrical signals among vast arrays of brain cells. When each brain cell receives a specific level of input from other cells, it will fire an electrical signal. The electrical pulse travels down the axon of the neuron, triggering a set of events that results in the release of various neurochemicals in the brain. These tiny compounds exit the sending neuron and get picked up by other nearby neurons. Over time, these processes result in changes in the structure and function of the brain. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections and pathways throughout life. The brain can change how its circuits are wired in response to new situations or changes in the environment. Neurogenesis is the even more amazing ability of the brain to grow new neurons and neural connections. While the brain can become stuck in certain patterns or injured through trauma, it is also amazingly resilient. The brain will adapt and change to any kind of input it receives. In essence, the brain is a use it or lose it system. If you exercise certain parts of the brain, they get stronger. If you neglect or ignore parts, they get weaker. There are billions of pathways lighting up every time a person thinks, feels, or does something. Some of these pathways are well traveled. Every time you repeat a thought, practice a particular task, or feel a specific emotion, it is strengthening that pathway. When you choose to think differently, learn a new task, or choose a different emotion, the brain begins carving out a new pathway. If messages keep traveling on the new path, the brain begins to strengthen these connections, and this new way of thinking, feeling, or doing becomes second nature. The science of neuroplasticity implies that you have the ability to change your brain with your thoughts, emotions, and actions. If the brain is exposed to a stimulus with enough repetition and intensity, it is possible to change or rewire your brain. Thoughts have power. Every time you think, the brain gives off an electrical signal. When many neurons fire at the same time, the changes can be measured in the form of a brainwave. This electricity generated by your brain comes in a variety of frequencies. You have slow waves, fast waves, and everything in between. The different frequencies are grouped into categories and given names, such as theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. These waves are important because they are related to specific states of consciousness. Using helium with an EEG headband, you can observe these brainwaves and learn to control them to achieve specific mental states. It can be seen as a neurological mirror or a self-awareness steering wheel. Your thoughts and feelings have the power to control things, not only in the virtual world, but also when you take off the headset in the real world. Helium. Your brainwaves have power.